You know, if you know conspiracy theories,
William Cooper, you would know the Pale Horse.
You would know David Icke, his whole Lizard Man theories.
Yep.
You'd probably even know like Malachi York and some of these people. And I just feel like all Alex Jones is kind of like a wannabe of these guys. You know, and people just don't realize it. So you know, he's selling you vitamins. You know, he's selling you snake oil.
The only difference with someone that's actually another question. Actually, now that you bring him up, because a lot of people are unfamiliar with William Cooper.
Right.
But William Cooper was an ex-naval intelligence officer. For the people who don't know, and he wrote a book called Behold a Pale Horse, in which it basically immediately got banned from all stores and stuff. Very few people even hold physical copies. My friend bought it 10 years ago, and he had to buy it on audio cassette and order it from like some country halfway across the world. And so you have to listen to William Cooper speaking his book, and he does not have a very interesting voice in doing very monotone. So I had to listen to the book about 5 times to actually take in all the information, because I hadn't fallen asleep in my computer desk. But
he was killed by the FBI.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he got killed.
Property.
He got killed. Yeah, in a shootout. They claimed that he pulled the gun out on the police and then was killed. But come on, people know history. You know what I mean. But so that's the thing, and that's one thing I want to ask. What do you guys feel about William Cooper? Because yes, he was an ex-naval intelligence officer. He predicted 9/11 would happen before it happened. Yeah, and he said a lot of things like, see, and that's another interesting topic, because you know, with all the school shootings and stuff lately, that was one thing he talked about.
He did talk about that in his book.
How the government would be taking people who are psychologically unstable,
and they would do stuff.
Yeah, they would do like certain tests, like, you know, what's that movie where they do all the fucked up light tests where like Tom Cruise
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, or isn't there a newer one though, like Mel Gibson or Tom Cruise? Someone, his eyes are pried open. They got all those fucked up light tests and shit. And they're like fucking frying his brain and like with subliminal images and shit. But
I don't
like
know
that kind of shit. Like he predicted they'd do that kind of stuff, put them on certain drugs and stuff, and basically like convince them that going to shoot up a school is a good idea. Yeah. And this is like 15 years ago, and this shit is happening. Yeah. So it actually bears the question, like, you know, and this book is banned. So is the 1% behind this shit?
I don't know. That's a good question. You know, conspiracy theories is definitely a good question. We do know the government's powerful. You know, we know the government is definitely powerful.
But see, it's not even the government. The government works.
The shadow government.
The shadow government. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you know, the Illuminati.
Yeah, Illuminati is too loosely based term, but you know. Actually, but there's another good question that we could go on to too.
But you know, it's definitely crazy out there. You know, there's definitely influence. There's definitely shit. That's a topic we'd have to do like a whole other show about, to be honest with you, because conspiracy theories are something that are kind of like really in right now. Look at the whole QAnon thing, you know, this whole Q group, you know, people
just heard about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so people are really into conspiracies.
Tell the people a bit about that.
Man, apparently it's somebody powerful, high-ranking who had access to the White House, and they're saying, you know, they're releasing all this information like, oh, this is going to happen, these people are going to get arrested, and this, that, and the other, and all these theories, and that, you know, the Trump trial really isn't about Trump, it's about Hillary and Obama and how they're going to get arrested. To me, it just seems like a lot of propaganda, disinformation, and a lot of shit that just out there to confuse the people.
To confuse people, from facts.
And the problem with that is now we're kind of in a media war. You know, you have a media war where people don't believe the media. And it's not that people ever really, truly 100% believe the media earlier. And like I said earlier, you have to do your own due diligence.
Your own research,
But when you just outright say that everything is fake media and the real, you know, the real fake media is the real story. You kind of tread into, you know, 1923 Germany territory. You know, if you've done your history.
And see, and what I think a lot of people don't realize either is that it's not necessarily that media is fake, it's that everything's skewed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when Gary Webb exposed the CIA Contra scandal, that the CIA was the one who started the crack epidemic and Oliver North was flying in planes of cocaine. That shit got published. Then every other media outlet went on a smear campaign against him in the San Jose Mercury News till they had to retract it and apologize. He won a Pulitzer Prize award for his discoveries and his in writing that, and then ended up being belittled within 2 years to being in Hawaii and doing weather for the San Jose Mercury News.
That's crazy.
And he had a Pulitzer Prize, and no one would touch him with a fucking 50-meter stick.
That's
you know what
crazy.
I mean? And that's because the media smeared him. And it's not necessarily that it was fake news. It was skewed news.
It was skewed to a certain view.
Exactly. And that's what I think is a big difference. A lot of people look at the news like probably Alex Jones or Sandy Hook, shit like that. It's like, oh, this didn't happen. This actors. It's like, okay, you're crossing the line. But what if maybe somebody fucked this guy's head up? You know, someone in some laboratory or something, and he went and did this because of other reasons, right?
Well, I mean, speaking of people who were kind of, a little bit not all there, have you guys gone to see the Danforth Memorial at all?
I have not yet.
No?
I'm not far from there, so I don't have much excuse.
Yeah, you're not far from there at all.
No,
You're not far from me, and I'm a
Danforth
Danforthian.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen it multiple times. I've walked by. I live on the Danforth. That night that the shooting happened, if you check my Facebook, I did actually post something. I was like, hey, what's up with all these police flying down the Danforth?
Did see that, yeah.
And then, I sat there all night and kind of watched the news feed and whatnot. So we got Taste of the Danforth coming up, so hopefully it's a time to heal and it's a time to kind of like get over some of that. But with that whole thing on the Danforth and what's going on, it's kind of put our city in the news again.
Yeah.
In the news again in a really negative way.
light.
Like I feel like this summer our city has seen more news than it ever has on a worldwide mainstream level, but it's been for a lot of negative
stuff. Yeah.
Even within the city, you know what I mean? Like a lot of shootings.
Yep.
Those aside, and again these alt-right things that are happening and whatnot. But yeah, like the Danforth, that was just really fucked up. You know what I mean? Really
that's
crazy.
Super fucked up.
Absolutely fucked up. And I went down there again, saw the memorial.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a beautiful memorial. All these victims, I feel like so bad for them. So I really hope, Taste of the Danforth is an opportunity, for the city to kind of come together and heal and, kind of put that behind us. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, our city's been in the news for a lot of the wrong things, whether it was the whole van attack in April.
Yeah. That's like, and that's the crazy thing going on in Toronto too.
Yeah.
Is like, it's not just, like, it's not the school shootings and shit, like that kind of shit. It's like public full-out attacks.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. It's a little weird.